Good morning, friends. Well, I had no intention of doing a video today. I'm cooking literally 3 different things today. 2 chickens, a turkey. I decided to make chicken soup because my nephew is sick. Well, they were all sick this week, including my husband. So I'm going to make a chicken soup, but I'm using both those chickens, and I'm going to make a stock with them also. So I'm going to make a smaller chicken soup, but I'm going to make a stock. Right now, this is what I did. I washed them really good. These are organic. That's all they had at the store. And I chopped up 6 large carrots. Left the peels on, and then just cut them in big slices. Okay, then my celery, I went and bought more celery. I'm using the leaves and everything because this is the stock that I'm making. So I did that. I'm going to use the leaves. Oops, I have parsley sprigs. Okay, I have 1 large onion just cut into big pieces. All flavor. I had these left over for carrots. So I decided just to use those 2 for some flavor. And then I have the celery stalks here. I had 4 of them, I think, and I cut them into big chunks. So I'm putting that all in there. There we go. I'm not going to put salt. I'll put it when I make, because I don't want salt in my stock. All right, friends, what I did, I took my chicken, I cut the legs off, and the wings, and the breasts. I cut the breasts right off, and I'm using the rest of that. I'm not even cutting that up. I'm using the rest of that right in my, this is for my stock and my soup. I kept the 2 breasts, and I'm just going to use those in another meal this weekend. So I'm going to cut up this other chicken that I have sitting right here. And hopefully it will fit in there. If not, I'm going to have to make another pan because I want to get it all cooked today. Alright, friends. I changed it up a little bit. All this chicken is done with the broth. I decided, because I'm cooking that turkey, I took the legs out. And I'm just, because it's very hot, so I'm just using my fork. And I am taking off all the meat. I'm not using the skin whatsoever. So this is 3 chicken legs so far. Well, this is 1, and this is the other 2. That being done, then I came over here, and all my carrots and stuff, I'm going to can them. I have a 1/2 cup of carrots, a 1/2 cup of celery, and a 1/2 teaspoon of poultry seasoning. I didn't want to put a whole teaspoon because I actually have been boiling this on the stove, so it's going to have quite a bit of flavor. 3 of these have 1 tablespoon of dried onions. 3 don't, because my other nephew is allergic to onions. So I didn't put it in 3 of them. Those 2, I'm going to use the broth of this, and then I'm going to can them all. And anything left over, I have plenty of carrots and everything left. If there's enough broth left over, which I believe there will be, I'm going to actually make some soup also, because I'm going to have more than enough chicken. And let me just show you this. I'm going to put, my hands are clean, I'm going to put a 1/2 cup or so of chicken in each one of these. And that's it. And then I'm going to fill it up with broth and get it going. So, all right, friends, here we go. Now, look at all that broth. I strained it over at the sink, and I tried to get some of the fat off the top too, but of course you can't get it all. Now, just going to stir it up and fill these jars to an inch headspace. I did add 1 more. I had to cut up another carrot to get it in, but Once these are all done, I'm going to pressure can these for 90 minutes. It's a low acid food, has to be pressure canned, not water bathed. So I'm going to do that for 90 minutes. You can heat it right out of the jar. Anyway, I'm going to fill these all up. Canners behind me, warming up, and look, my turkey's done. Everything's done at the same time today. All right, friends, these are all full to an inch headspace. Then, like everything else, I'm going to debubble. Just a good habit to get into. All you have to do is add your pasta or rice if you choose to have it as a chicken and rice. And you're done. Definitely using paper towel with white vinegar because that's chicken and it's greasy. Make sure you get these really good. I don't like double dipping on there. I feel like I'm spreading it all around it. Okay, I have my lids over here all clean. And I'm ready to put this together. One last one. Ooh, those are hot. There we go. Now, all my lids. My rings. And they will go right into the pressure canner that's coming up now. So, by the way, finger tight. I use these fingers. And there we have it, my friends. 7 of them, 90 minutes. Once my pressure comes up, I am going to dump the rest of this vinegar right in. Keep the water clean. And my lid goes on. And once that starts steaming, a nice full steam out of this, I will then put it on a 10-minute timer. And then once that goes off, I'll put my weight and bring it up to 10 to 11 pounds for 90 minutes. Alrighty, friends. Holy mackerel, it has been a long day. Now, I have my extra stock. That's a nice amount. That's what was left from canning. I cut up, there's 3 nice sized carrots, 3 smaller celery. This is the chicken that I had left, so there's probably 3 cups in there or so. I'm not putting onions in this. What I am going to do is put all this in with that because I'm not putting onions. Otherwise, I would saute my onions and then add all this in. But because I'm not using onions, because this is going to my sister's house, I am just going to dump it all right into this broth and get that going. Friends, I forgot to tell you, I put black pepper in here and then my bay leaves. And I'll do some salt also. But I'm going to wait until this is all done. Just an FYI. Alright, friends, what I also forgot to put in there was the thyme. I'm going to add some garlic salt in here. About a tablespoon of garlic salt, and we have no onions. Garlic powder, I'm sorry. And then I'm just going to taste the broth and see. Ooh, that is good. Yep, now I'm just waiting for that to get done. Put my noodles and thicken it up just a tad. And we're done. Now it's time to cut up the bird. And I still haven't made my potatoes to go with dinner. Yikes. Anyway. Pressure cannon. I don't know if you can see that, but it's a full stream. I'm putting my 10-minute timer on now, and we'll go from there. That's my 10-minute timer, friends. That's going on. Cancel that. And now I'm going to wait till this gets up to 10 or 11, give or take. And I'm going to start turning it down, and then I'm going to leave it for 90 minutes. When it's done, I'll bring you back. Alrighty, I'm in between 10 and 11. I set my timer for 90 minutes. Hen soup, my friends. I'm removing the bay leaves, and I'm going to put the noodles in now. I turned it down because it was boiling away. Like I said, I'm only going to put half of these in. I don't think they need that many. And we will cook those. I tasted it earlier. I personally don't think it needs any salt. And we'll put a few more noodles. The hand tastes good. But this is going to their house, so they can add salt. Per bowl, I guess. I just don't want to add too much salt. And we're almost done. Alright, friends, last thing. I need, this is about a tablespoon of cornstarch to 2 tablespoons of water. It's just a little slurry. I'm going to add this right in here. I'm not looking to thicken it up much. Just a tad. And that soup is all done. Looks yummy, huh? Oh, and I did add just a couple sprinkles of salt. Just because I had to. Let me try it. The sauce. The sauce. Oh my God, I don't know where my head is today. Wow, that's really good. That's exceptionally good. So, that's done. Thank you, Jesus. Let me grab my fork here. The pasta. Pasta's al dente. I'm shutting that off because that's going to somebody else's house. I'm going to take it right off the heat. That's done, my friends. And it came out really, really good. And now I'm doing this. I have all this meat in my coffee. That's a half a bird. I'm butchering that thing. I don't care. I don't care. I'm sending the other half over to my sister's house too because we will never eat all that. So I'm just keeping this right here for our dinner tonight. I'll make a gravy out of that and I'm done. Thank you, Jesus. That's the last thing to come off. And fixing the rest of tonight's dinner. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video that I'm not done with yet because I'm not done with that. Unless I make them 2 videos, which I might. And if I did, like and subscribe if you haven't already. If I don't, I'll catch you on the next one. Have a good one, guys.